Hello, welcome back to Now Lab. Today we are talking about active and passive voice. What is a voice in English? A voice shows whether the subject of a sentence is doing the action or receiving the action. I believe you understand when we talk about the subject of a sentence. For example, I, you, he, she, the name of someone, James, and so on. We have two kinds of voice. Number one, we have what we call the active voice. The active voice, here in the active voice, the subject does the action. Thereafter, we shall give you the examples that will help you to understand better. We also have the second kind of voice that we call the passive voice. In the passive voice, the subject receives the action. Let us start with the active voice. In the active voice, the subject is the one performing the action, and the structure or formula is subject plus verb plus object. Examples: the teacher explains the lesson. Here, the teacher, this is the subject. Explains, this is the verb. The lesson, this is the object. So we have subject plus verb plus the object. The teacher explains the lesson. So the subject performs the action. The chef cooked a meal. The dog chased the cat. We are still in active voice. My mother washed the clothes. They built a bridge. Here, the subject, teacher, chef, dog, mother, they, or he, she, it, performs the action. Let us talk about passive voice. In the passive voice, the subject is acted upon. So in another way, we can say that now it's like now the receiver. So the structure is subject plus form of to be plus past participle plus, if you want, you can add plus by and plus the doer of the action. Let us see some examples. The lesson is explained by the teacher. This is passive. The lesson, now we start with the object. In the active voice, we said the teacher explains the lesson. But now here we starting by the object. We say the lesson is. This is the form of to be, is explained by the teacher. The meal was cooked by the chef. The cat was chased by the dog. The clothes were washed by my mother. A bridge was built by them. Here, the subject or lesson, these are subject, okay, lesson, meal, cat, clothes, bridge, receives the action. Now, how do we change from the active into passive voice? Number one, Move the object of the active sentence to the subject position. Number 2, use the correct form of to be, is, am, are, was, were, be, being, and been. 3. Use the past participle of the main verb. 4. Optionally add by plus doer. It is optional, means it is not a must for you to add by and to add doer, the doer of the action. Examples. We have the sentence here which is inactive that you're going to put in passive. The police arrested the thief. This sentence is in simple past tense. But we say now, the thief, because the rule number 1 is move the object of the active sentence to the subject position. Here, the thief, we bring it to the subject position, which is here, the front place. It come here, the thief. Then we put the form of to be, which is now was, arrested by the police. The police arrested the thief, and then we say the thief was. We put was because the sentence is in past, and so the form of to be must be in past. Was arrested by the police. Passive voice in all tenses. Present simple. Structure. The structure of active in present simple, it is subject, for example, James, plus base verb like eat, object, food. The structure of passive. Now, this is different. Subject, here, what will be here in the subject is what we call the object. Here, don't put again, are, you, he. No, don't think of those. What you should think of is what was the object of your active voice. So now, that object of your active voice is the one that you're going to turn into the subject of the passive. Examples. In active, we say they clean the room every day. And in passive, we say the room is cleaned every day. In active, we say the teacher teaches English. In passive, we say English, the form of to be, is taught, past participle, by the teacher. In active, we say the company makes shoes. In passive, we say shoes are made by the company. In active, we say people speak English here. In passive, we say English is spoken here. In active, we say the shop sells fruit. And in passive, we say fruits are sold in the shop. You see, the shop sells fruit. We start from or by fruit. The object becomes the subject. Then we put the form of to be because the sentence is in present tense. The form of to be is are. We put are because there are many fruits. So the past participle of verb to sell here, it is sold. And then we finish in the shop. Let's talk about past simple. Structure. To make a sentence in simple past active voice, we have the subject plus past verb or the verb in past plus object. For example, I know English. No, I know, but I knew English. Because if I say I know, that is simple present. But I say I knew, because knew is a past tense verb to know. I knew English. Passive, we have the structure subject plus was or were plus past participle plus by. Examples of the active voice. The company built a bridge. Built, it is a past tense or the past participle of the verb to build. It is a past tense, sorry, of the verb to build. Passive voice, we say a bridge was built by the company. A bridge was built by the company. 2. The children broke the window. And then we say the window was broken. Broken, the past participle of the verb to break. The window was broken by the children. 3. They painted the house yesterday. Passive, we say the house was painted yesterday. 4. The farmer planted corn. Corn was planted by the farmer. The police arrested the thief. The thief was arrested by the police. Let's talk about simple future. The structure is active voice, we have subject plus will plus base verb plus object. Passive, we have subject plus will be plus past participle. And if you want, we can add by. Examples. In active, we say the teacher will mark the exams tomorrow. Passive, we say the exams will be marked. Marked is a past participle verb to mark, will be marked tomorrow. If you want, you can add by the teacher. They will open a new hospital. You guess what can be the answer, starting by the hospital? A new hospital will be opened. The company will build new offices. There are sentences in the future. Passive will say, new offices will be built by the company. The manager will approve the project. The project will be approved by the manager. We will hold the meeting next week. The meeting will be held next week. Present continuous. Structure. Active, we have subject plus the form of to be plus verb ing plus object. Passive, subject plus or is or are. Being plus past participle plus by. Examples. In active, we say the workers are repairing the road. Remember, we're talking about present continuous. The workers are repairing the road means they are in the action now. Passive, we say the road is being repaired by the workers. She is cleaning the kitchen. The kitchen is being cleaned by her. They are building a new bridge. A new bridge is being built by them. Past continuous. This is the structure. Subject plus was or were plus verb and ing plus object. This is the structure of active voice. And this is the structure of passive voice. Subject plus was or were and being plus past participle plus by. Examples. In active, we say the chef was cooking a dinner. This is the action that was happening in the past. And in passive, we say dinner was being cooked by the chef. Here we say being. The students were reading a story. A story was being read by the student because the past participle of to read is read. They were painting the house, and passive will say the house was being painted by them. Present perfect. This is the structure: subject plus has or have plus past participle plus object. This is the structure for passive voice: subject plus has or have been plus past participle plus by. Examples. In active voice, we say they have finished the project. This is present perfect. And in passive, we say the project has been finished. The teacher has corrected the test. In passive, we say the tests have been corrected. If you want, you can add by the teacher. In active, we say he has cleaned the room. And in passive, we say the room has been cleaned. If you want, you can add by him. Past perfect. This is the structure for past perfect. Subject plus had plus past participle plus object. This will give us the active voice. Structure: subject plus had been plus past participle. If you want, you add plus by and the doer. This will give us the passive voice. Examples. In active, we say the student had completed the exam. And in passive voice, we say the exam had been completed. If you want, you can add by the student. They had cleaned the room before the guest arrived. The room had been cleaned before their guest arrived. The manager had signed the document. And in passive, we say the document had been signed by the manager. Future perfect. Structure: active voice, we have subject plus will have plus past participle plus object. Structure for passive voice, we have subject plus will have been plus past participle plus by. Examples. In active, we say they will have completed the work by tomorrow. And in passive, we say the work will have been completed by tomorrow. The teacher will have marked all the exams. All exams will have been marked by the teacher. The team will have repaired the bridge. The bridge will have been repaired by the team. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. May you remember to subscribe to this channel. Remember to like. Remember to share. And also, if you have a question or any comment, you can have it posted in the comment section.